Alright, so I want to make this a quick tutorial today, but I just want to quickly apologize for how slow I've been in terms of uploading this. I have a couple of limits in terms of the sponsorship deal, and also, in general, I just haven't had the time to really focus on editing this tutorial series, as I've been busy with other edits, as you might have noticed. However, I think I should be able to start finishing up this series within the next 2 months, so yeah, hopefully that should all go to plan. So yeah, let's jump into the tutorial. And in case you didn't read the title, or you just don't know what I'm talking about, today we're gonna focus on the pre-build-up. So this is, or pre-beat drop, my bad. This is right, it's like the build-up, it's right before the beat drop happens. We're gonna add more clips, add some like effects to match the music, and we're gonna go through a couple more sequence timings and other kind of basic things at this point, just to polish up your build-up. And I promise you, this is all stuff you know how to do. This is everything you've learned how to do, and you're gonna be fine. Alright, so I went ahead and added one more clip after the clip we had ended on last time, as well as a color correction effect over it. I added the effect, and now I'm going to go into the middle, and I'm going to go to transition, and I want to transition between the two clips. And I think the best transition to use is a good old warp. I'm going to go ahead and trim it down. So I trimmed it down a bit more, and if we watch that, as you can see, it's pretty smooth, syncs up the music a bit, and it transitions to the next clip like we need it to. Okay, so we've added that clip and transitioned from the music, and I'm actually going ahead and add one more clip. But my point is that here you can continue to add as many clips as you want until the beat drop actually happens, which in this case, or in my case, is this area right here where you have this sort of gap in the music. And once the beat drop happens, obviously you'll have like crazy effects and all sorts of amazing clips. But during the build up, I'd recommend don't use like over excessive clips, because you always want to save those for the beat drop when you can do a lot of stuff with them and make them a little more fancy. Another thing I recommend, by the way, when you're making a build-up is to keep your transitions consistent. In my case, I really like to use warps and make them pretty short, but if you start using completely random transitions the entire time, your viewer is going to get a little confused, and it might even like hurt their eyes a bit because they're not interested in seeing so many different crazy transitions. And it adds more flow if you have the same transition over and over again for only the build-up. Alright, so I've gone ahead and done a bit of tweaking and added one more clip using the skills that we've talked about. And then, right here, if you listen to the music, you can hear that there's a bunch of like constant music playing at the same time. Now here's where the intense part of the beat drop comes in. And what I like to do, I like to create a sort of strobe or flash effect. It sort of amplifies the entirety of the clip. It also starts to prepare your viewer for the actual beat drop itself. So I am going to go ahead and drop down the clip real quick. Okay, so we have this first portion, but now what I'm going to do is actually add this strobe effect. And to add the strobe effect, it's rather simple. What I like to do is create a white strobe effect. However, if you want to do like a glitch strobe effect, you're just going to have to do the same thing that I do, but with different colors, different effect colors. So anyways, first step is to go into your effects panel and to go and search up Beautify. This is probably the most like bright white kind of effect you have in this selection, so this is the one I use. Next, drag it down. It's fine if it's like longer than the actual clip. We're going to go to the start of the clip by using the up arrow key. Then we're going to go 2 frames with the right arrow key and drag this to match with the playhead. We're going to select that, Control C, go to the right 2 frames, 1, 2, do Control V. Now copy that, right 2 frames, 1, 2, Control V, right 1, 2, Control V. Now select all of that, 1, 2, Control V, and you can start to understand the process here. And this is another random clip I have. However, as you can see here, you start to get this like flash effect, and if we watch it through, you'll notice how it flashes every 2 frames it flashes for 2 frames before disappearing. And as you can see, that's exactly what you're going for. Alright, so now that we've added this flash strobe effect, we also have to remember that there's this other portion of the music right here. And what I think we can do is add a flash or flicker sequence. And in case you don't remember, when we did the flicker sequence, it was right here at the beginning. We added transition into one and then had it change rapidly to another clip. And I think we can apply the same concept here. Now I already have 4 clips lined up. What I did was take one clip, for example this one, and I simply trimmed it to its proper, like, or a short length. I believe this is 2 keyframes each. Again, you can measure this out using your own music by, again, using the right arrow to go through keyframes. So 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. But it's also okay if you just make them all like 4 keyframes or 3 keyframes or 2 keyframes. So anyways, I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna go ahead and pop them right over here. And this is, you know, your typical old flash or rapid sequence. However, this last part is quite interesting. If we listen to it real quick, it's almost like a slide or a ramp but in terms of sound. A slow blur would suit this portion, as if like the clip is blurring as this music is ramping up, or ramping down in this case. So I'm gonna take this clip I have over here. It's one clip. There's no need to add a transition between the previous rapid sequence and this clip. I'm actually gonna go to transition and I'm gonna find a warp zoom. Now here's the key part. I said this is kind of like a ramp, a sound ramp. If you listen to the clip again, it's almost like the sound ramp is going down. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take warp zoom 6. I think that represents the sound ramp going down much better than warp zoom 3, which is a zoom in. So I'm going to pop that right here. So as you can see right now, it zooms out and it becomes black, but you don't want that. The reason for that is it thinks it's trying to zoom from this clip to another one, but we want this clip to be zooming out. So left click, hold, and drag that to the left side. And now if you notice, it's gonna be conjoined with the previous rapid sequence, which is exactly why I said not to add a transition between them. So now if we watch it, it zooms into the chicken, which is exactly what we want. I think that's where I'm gonna end this tutorial for today. Thank you so much for watching, and get ready to make an amazing beat drop. See y'all in the next one.